Woo. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of Pathfinder 2nd Edition Abomination Vaults. We are on Book 1. This is the Monster Interrupted podcast, the Monster Interrupted live stream. We're now live streaming to our own YouTube channel, as well as Twitch, as well as D-Link in China, as well as my stream account, as well as Facebook, and as well as Twitter, all live. We record the audio at 320 kilobytes a second for the audio. Now, YouTube caps out at 160, as does Twitch. So why would I do that? Because when I pull the audio, it gets me much closer to a WAV file, which is like 700 kilobytes a second. Better audio quality. I pull the file, I tweak it, I compress it, I do a bunch of stuff, put it back, and re-upload it. So yes, the later uploads of video that are going to be side by side, maybe I'll just delete the YouTube ones when they become irrelevant. Twitch ones fade away. We'll have better audio. We'll have a slightly different experience because we go back through the game and we kind of like, ooh, let's add a little sound here, a couple extra sound effects. We do try to have sound effects and a whole bunch of entertainment for you live. Speaking of entertainment, tonight, our intrepid party, love these guys, they were booing and hooing 2 episodes ago, becoming overwhelmed with undead going, skeletons aren't supposed to do that. Zombies don't do that. Well, these aren't your everyday run-of-the-mill zombies and skeletons. These are blood skeletons and shambling undead. We are in 2nd edition, guys. This ain't your grandpa's D&D. No sirree. And then, a little teamwork, a little extra effort on some, taking hits by others, and I really had a great time 2 weeks ago with the last session, watching the players, listening less to me and more to each other, interacting, or taking advantage of watching what one guy does and then getting his hit in or getting his developing tactical situation in there, and victory. But tonight, that might be snatched for them because no sooner had they finished one combat and barely rested and healed up a little bit. I think we had like a huge montage of healing. Like 20 minutes of doing dice rolls. Good thing, because once again, Gauntlight, Sean, it's turquoise, 1954 circa Evinrude engine color, you know, that really sickly sea green, down upon the graveyard. But it didn't raise the dead, it didn't churn the ground, it flickered. And inside the beam, a thinner beam, and it seemed to have summoned or teleported a strange creature from the Underdark? The Underworld? They don't call it the Underdark, that's Forgotten Realms. What do they call it here, Drew?
It's the Darklands.
The Darklands, thank you.
Yeah. No,
the Darklands.
Sorry, Drew.
No, because he was talking about speaking Undercommon earlier. It's, yeah, in the Darklands where they speak Undercommon. Now, why would I spoil that? Why would I say, oh, this is the monster and this is what it is and I like long watch on the beach, blah, blah, blah. Because it actually turned towards the party, spotted our halfling, opened its mouth, and spoke in Undercommon. Halfling. And I'm just curious, wonderful world of Fantasy Grounds, I could tweak the chat and say halfling, and up comes this blurb of gobbledygook that you see now that no one understands, but it says understood by Karam, the halfling. Coming for you, dude. So the fun part is I have to collapse the game and bring it back up. It doesn't save the last couple rolls because your healing checks would have been your initiatives. Ah, well. I do know this. I would like an athletics check from our orc and our hobgoblin who went trekking off towards the light, saw it beam overhead, and spot something behind them, and now we're going turning around and coming trekking back. Give me 2 athletics check because that will be your initiative, sir. And good old handy-dandy perception from the rest of the party, if you please. And we shall join the battle. We will fight them in the graveyards. We will fight them on the hills. Only the orc will surrender. Well, he did get a little, upset couple episodes ago. Looked like he was going to run for it.
20 from myself.
21 from the goblin.
5
1
from,
for Karam.
5 from Grogtot.
Now, see, the perception's changed, but yours didn't go in. That's weird. And the mighty Kraga?
20
20.
perception.
All right. Starting at round 1. This thing appears close to us, among us, and has to kind of do that. What? Where am I? Looking around. So it goes off its perception. However, as if warned, maybe it was, please step on the transporter pad, Mr. Spider. Oh, thank you. He was expecting to come here because as soon as it does a 180 quick look around, it immediately starts advancing on the halfling. And this, come on, this is what's coming for you. I would like to say that I have a lovely multiple forest green and lichen green color. Notice that my head is actually flat, like some kind of squished triceratops. I have mandibles, 2 on the sides, 1 underneath. I have these spiky purple layers of teeth, kind of like a Venus flytrap. And on the end of my nose, a tiny red eye. And on the sides of my bottom mandible, 2 more tiny red eyes. Spikes on my knuckles, on my claws up front, on the ends of my legs, like really bad, uncomfortable 1980s leg warmers. And the whole thing glistens with an oily sheen, like it's wet. Not to mention the very cute sort of 8-bit coloring on the back of my, it's the back of Spider, the abdomen.
I dig the pixels.
Yeah, that's kind of good. So, with that horrible monstrosity etched in your brains, it is still only medium size, and as an opening move, it shakes a leg and 2 at the halflings, shooting leg quills. So I'm going to select Mr. Karam, and I'm going to shoot him with my quill. 9 plus 13, 22 for a hit. It's too fast to react. This thing fires not one, but a porcupine flurry volley of them at you, and you cannot possibly dodge them all with such accuracy. The thing is 10 feet away, and they go beyond him as well as into him, 20-foot increment. And that's not all. It fires off not 1, but 2. The second, they are finesse. No, the jaws are finesse. The legs are not. So I'm -5 for the second shot, just for fairness. Also firing at the halfling, and scores a natural 20. This thing flicks one leg like tracer bullets and then hits him with a critical. The damage, sir, is
Jeez.
insane. He takes 11 from the first volley, and the crit volley he takes 20 for a total of 30 points, and is impaled and falls over. And as he falls, this thing this thing methodically doesn't advance on it. It turns to the goblin and takes a step. And that's me. Next, we have Karam. Karam, you gain the dying condition. You are currently at dying 1. Now, you had 24 hit points. You took 30. I don't think it gets you extra, but because I knocked you on your ass with a crit, you automatically jump to dying 2, if I'm not mistaken. So, with a flat check to stabilize, or you can burn all your hero points that you have in play, 1 to 3, right now to survive, your choice. If you fail your check, you go to dying 3. If you fail your next check, you go to dying 4 and instantly actually perish. So you do have 2 chances before you burn those hero points, but I don't know how close you want to cut it. Sir, it is your turn, and at the end of it, I need you to make me a flat d20 at, well, the DC would be 12 now, because you're at dying 2. as opposed to like making 10 with a -2. Please roll.
We'll try to roll once and see how that goes. Not great. Got a 9.
Okay. So you move to dying 3. Guys, he's bleeding out quickly. Cognul, our dwarf, is also close by at 15 feet. You see this thing appear, a quick glance around, just start shooting down like Texas Cad Bane style. Our halfling, he goes down, and it turns its attention to the goblin. It's broadside to you. Kraga, get ready, you're on deck. Cognul, what do you want to do?
Well, my first instinct would be want to attack, but it looks like I've got a dying comrade here. And since I have battle medicine, I am going to make an attempt to make my way over to Karam.
Okay.
And do some battle medicine.
10. Okay. 20 feet gets you to him. 25 gets you not so adjacent to the creature. Now, one thing that Pathfinder 2nd Edition is trying to enlist dynamic movement. So they've taken away attack of opportunity from like virtually every monster and virtually every character class. So just running behind something to get to where you want to go isn't as dangerous as it used to be. Now, there's nothing wrong with taking a step wide, but if you want to get to him in one move...
No, I'm going to go for it and see what happens. I'll take the risk.
All right. Let me just double check my dude here. I don't know what he's got for reactions because we jumped on,
I am kind of hoping that he is fairly preoccupied.
He is, and he reacts like he jitters and turns a little bit back towards you, but does not attack you as you go skirting by. Anyway, you make it to Karam. One action. You got 2 left. What do you want to do?
So we need to do some battle medicine. Excuse me. That will involve a medicine check, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
If you pull up your feat description, and we'll get Joe to pull up the medicine description. I know you can do it in battle, and the DC, though, might be different, so you might want to actually list the feat.
It says you can patch up battle medicine. It says you can patch up wounds even in combat, attempt a medicine check with the same DC as for treat wounds, and restore the corresponding amount of hit points. This doesn't remove the wounded condition, as with treat wounds you can attempt checks against higher DCs if you have the minimum proficiency rank. The target is then temporarily immune to your battle medicine for 1 day.
Okay.
And the minimum is I need to be trained, which I am.
Awesome. So, have at it.
All right, so it's just a straight medicine check, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
Oh, and I got a 15.
Which is the minimum.
I love our fans. The ever lurking Gamma Knight is already chanting TPK. I'm just it's just some opening moves from my party killing machine. We'll see how he does. Anyway, taking the initiative, sliding in next to him, safe, and yanking out a whole bunch of pincushions, doing a little medicine, right? A little this, a little that, a little medicine. What did you get? 15? Which
Yes.
I believe that's the minimum.
Right.
Right. And it should say on the medicine skill, Joe probably got in front of you. What do you roll? Is it 2d8?
It's 2d8 for healing, yes.
Okay. And then what's the bonus, though? There should be something.
There is no bonus unless he takes the higher DC.
Okay. All right. There you go, Corey. Looking a little blurry there, Joe.
Looks like we just got a 14.
Oh, nice. So, you suddenly awaken. The dying condition is removed. However, I must place the wounded condition on you. And wounded 1, you're going to be at -1 to everything you do. But hey, it's better than being worm food, yeah? So we give you 14 back. I remove 1, little 2, little 3 dying. I was so close to killing him, Gamma, just for you. Gamma Knight, my man Coop, is a longtime fan, and once in a while he does something so awesome for us, I temporarily boost his rating in the Patreon tier where he starts getting gold points. And let me tell you, he spends them maliciously. So, be warned, the next time I need a cameo or some extra editing and I reach out to this guy, I know he's going to be coming for you. So play nice, boys. Anyway, Battle Medicine, how many actions does it take? Is it 2? Is it full round? Just single?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe so. Double check.
Okay. If you had an action left, Corey, how would you spend it? Would you move? You know something you could do? You could pick him up. You could stand him on his feet so he doesn't have to burn an action to stay prone. Eh? See? Aren't I a nice GM? Oh, no, don't, Jeff. You're too generous. I know, really generous GM. Anyway, what do you think, Cor?
Listen to you sucking up. Aren't I a nice GM?
Suck it up. I gift
are you trying
wrapped you
to get
an
your own hero point?
amazing Yeah, GM points. Don't tempt me.
You know what? I like your idea.
Okay.
So let's do it. I'm going to reach down, I'm going to pick him up, and I'm going to set him down on his feet.
Okay, you're fine. He's like standing there wobbling.
Pat, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay,
Everything's fine.
This is where Joe tells us it's 3 actions, right? What? How many?
No, it's only 1. I actually just confirmed it. Just 1. But I get the image that he's like patting him like Karam's over here with that vibe of like he's like the 4-year-old that's just like, I threw up.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Dad, I don't feel so good.
There you go. Ooh. I almost died. Nice. Okay, which brings us to the mighty Kraga, who's way out field trying to steal second base. Get back here. What you doing, Kraga?
I'll be right back.
Run, Forrest, run!
I hear the shouting screams of.
You saw the beam
Karen.
come like right over your head, like it's
Yeah. And I can use 1 action to move 25 feet, and then I can use a charge to move the other 50 feet and attack.
Because that costs 2.
Yeah, it costs 2.
Okay,
but
so
it allows me to also attack.
the encounter ended, so you've fallen out of rage. You're not raging. You're not lit up with your hammer, right? You're just a little jog and then get the sprint going and then right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. We've got 10, 25 puts you here. And then you've got 10, 25 puts you there. And then 5, 10, 15, 20. Yep, puts you right on top of them. Actually, if you want, just for easy, if you come in on a corner like this, it sets you up for flanking. Oh, Jesus, Jeff.
Yeah.
Stop helping them so much. I know. I'm just too nice.
That's my plan.
Keep helping, Jeff. Keep helping.
Uh-huh.
I probably, I would have put my maul away for when I was running, so I'm going to have to attack with my tusks.
Oh, nice.
The old tusk charge.
Nice cover. He just wanted to bite something.
I haven't had spider meat.
Yeah, really. What is this thing?
Can't wait to taste you.
I don't know, but it feels like Starship Troopers is going to be dropping in on us in a few minutes.
Maybe, but I gotta say, this thing looks like crab legs. It's got the hard shell.
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to crack open and boil, right?
I do like lobster. We know that.
Any butter? So, we're gonna
target him.
Target him
Yes.
and attack.
16
Nice.
plus 8, 24. That is a hit.
Well, according to Fantasy Grounds, I might disagree, but yeah, sure.
6, 10 damage.
That is a hit, allegedly.
Allegedly.
And that's me.
You come charging in, just grab a leg and crack it open and jam your tusks in there. It's like, ow!
I'm feasting tonight!
Bro, what the fuck?
There's a restaurant in town. Come on.
He got beat up in the last fight, and yeah, remember how he loves the seafood in town? So he's a little delirious, and he just sees a great big
I'm
dinner.
interested to see what this tastes like.
I'm guessing it tastes well. For starters, I can say that since you actually you actually taste it, it's not covered in water. It's covered in something oily that tastes really, really bad. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
And that's Kraga, which brings us to Nargrim. Grog Tot, get ready. You're on deck. Nargrim.
Kraga, how'd that thing taste?
Horrible. I can't get it off my tongue. It's oily. Get away from
Oh, Lucy, oil. Should we throw some fire at it? Produce flame.
Right at the head of it. Or I'm going to throw it at the general vicinity of the head, not a called shot.
No, I got you. It's fine. No,
right.
you try to look good. Like Spieglier talks about how his hammer gets red hot for the fire dance. Really cool. So no, I got you.
Yeah. Produce flame. Woo,
Shoot him in the face.
Where are we here? Oh, man, where did it go? I get in the battle mode, but it's not letting me do it. Oh no. No.
Performance issues. Lucy's like shaking her head, going, "It's okay, man. It happens to goblins your age.
It's just
in a
sparking in my finger. Yeah.
little performance anxiety. It's okay, buddy.
Yeah.
I still love you."
All right, so I'm gonna do the range attack. I'm gonna throw it.
And
here we go. We've got that's a 19 to hit.
Okay, that is a miss, sir.
Ooh, Lucy, not good.
What do we got here?
What else you got for us?
That's all I got. I'm gonna throw up shield. Actually, where are we here? We're pretty close to this guy, and I got lots of movement. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, you're like at the top of the trail, like on the edge of the cliff. Like you really want to be so precarious a position.
Yeah, I'm going back over to here to like 20, like over to this spot where I am now.
Okay,
25 feet, which is what I get.
So shifting west or left on the map, 25 feet.
Left on the map. Yep. So I've got 25 feet between me and him, but my friends are all a lot closer. So
okay,
I'm not at damage. I got long range weapons, so I'm good to go. And that's my turn.
Nice.
Lucy, stronger fire next time.
Which leaves us with Grog Tot, the mighty elixir mixer.
So I'm going to stride twice south for 50 feet.
Well, I love it when he uses technical terms, so I learn. We're all learning faster. Pay attention, class. All right, man.
That puts me within 20 feet of the target.
Yep.
And I got 3 Alchemist Fires left. I'm going to huck one at him.
Sweet.
Let's see if this does anything.
There was one cool thing about Party Killer is just set up everybody for the same target, sit back and watch the pain. Now, you guys weren't here, Drew and you weren't here when they fought a giant scorpion, which almost wiped them out because they were in a small room with it. But you guys have like a cliff face and a ton of room to move around, so perhaps this will be different.
I missed. I got a 16 total and missed.
Swing and miss.
I'm throwing it. I'm trying to throw it like a softball, but it's actually a wiffle ball, and very different weight distribution. It's just not working.
What am I gonna do here?
And that, by the way, is all my
dance?
actions.
No, I'm
The
going.
spider ran away.
I'm going to take a step towards our goblin, who chucked fire at me, and it opens its mouth and it sprays a jet of toxic oil at you. Sorry.
Now,
It's
now
not
the
a
spider flew up.
sorry. It's not a jet. It's a cone. So, I'm actually going to. If you're fire, sorry. Let's try that again. I'm actually going to. Yeah, I'm going to move towards the goblin because I don't like it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He goes right to the goblin, right?
Now,
And
where would
then-
you say Lucy is on the map right now, Jeff? Just so I know.
She's always in your square, or she bails for high. Like she's either safe away, like 30 feet talking to you, or she is like at your heels. Is probably the best place for any kind of spellbook familiar or such.
She doesn't need to be technically close to me for me to cast the spells, right? I can just cast them. She's just kind of there. Like she doesn't need to be within a certain footage amount. I just wanted to know because if it's an attack on me and the familiar can take damage, I have ways to avoid that. Right?
Yeah. Well, see, this thing is smart. Like, it's not reactive. I'm thinking like a creature where it's reactive, going, "Ow, you hit me! I'm going to get you with this." But this thing is actually tactical. You guys aren't close enough just yet. So actually, I'm going to hold off of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, you bite me, I'm going to turn around and bite you back. But I'm going to move 10 feet past you towards the goblin. So slides around positioning, sort of the Star Trek one-on-one fight, and they rotate, right? Rotating around the orc, looking for an opening, and then bites him with its jaws. So, new target.
So we're not cone of spitting.
Sorry for the take back season, the tactic, but it's like, I got one creature and I need to make this convincing. So, it tries to bite him and misses. And I'm actually
a little pirouette.
And
Like a dancer.
do you have any kind of attack of opportunity? No. If I provoke, okay. Because I'm gonna say, and then it shakes a leg quill at you at -5. Tries to bite you, and then at -5 it tries to shoot you with a leg quill, and misses terribly. As you, well, you saw what it did, right? So we're,
Yeah.
And that's me. And now we're back to the top. Karim, back on his feet. 10 wounds, 14 hit points currently, and you have the... I'm going to give you the wounded one condition. Now, if you get magical healing, like that was medicine. That was battle medicine. Okay? But if you actually sustain magical healing like a spell, it will cancel that wounded condition. Just so you know. But I got to give you wounded one. Walking wounded is you. All right. Karam, what do you want to do?
Well, would I be wounded too because I was at dying 2?
No. That's the good news.
Okay.
If you go down again and come back again, you'll be wounded too. It's like every time you cross the threshold, but thank you for your honesty.
I suppose I would like to take out my crossbow and shoot him back. Tit for tat.
You got ranged weapons. I got ranged
So I
weapons.
just started blasting.
Can I offer you some healing in this troubling time?
18.
Okay. You had a sword out. And this thing, like, remember last battle? You had a sword out, you put it away. We all did some healing, so you draw your bow, you load your bow, and you shoot your bow from where you stand. And you miss, right?
Yep.
Okay, and that's you?
Yep.
Okay. Cognool. Halfling's back on his feet. This thing is skirting around, dancing with your orc combat buddy partner. Kraga, you're next. Cognool, what do you want to do?
How about we unmute? I'd like to cast Daze.
Okay. What kind of range does that got?
60 feet.
Okay. Is it a cone? Is it one person?
Targets one creature.
Okay. I was afraid you might... Not afraid. I was hoping you might catch the orc because you guys are fumbling over... Oh, we're new combat buddies. You guys haven't, like, survived a war together, you know. All right. Target me. And... Yes, I'm targeted.
All right.
So, I've got this set up so that your spells and Fantasy Grounds automatically roll saves for my creatures. So, you cast... A Daze Divine Enchantment, non-lethal magic with a 19. It actually successfully hits me. Oh, sorry. My saving throw is 19 versus Cognull, which is a success. So, how does that work? So you fired it. Okay.
It says you cloud the target's mind and daze it with a mental jolt. Okay. The jolt deals mental damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier. The target must attempt a basic will save. If the target critically fails the save, it is also stunned 1.
Okay, so I did succeed, unfortunately, because my save matched your attack roll here. Or that is the roll it did for me, one or the other. Anyway, it says I was successful in my save. So what happens if I succeed? Not critically succeed, because there's those 4 steps, right? Every spell will have a crit save, awesome, a regular save, okay-ish, a fail, and then a crit fail, oh shit, kind of thing. So there's usually 4 stages of punishment or reward for any spell. So if I just strictly save against this,
everything that I read
Yeah.
is exactly what it says.
Okay, so there's no... Okay.
Typically, then it usually falls into the realm of the simple save. So,
Yeah. Okay. So
I would assume nothing happens. I failed cat.
My strange alien mind is hard for you to penetrate. You can penetrate me again some other time later, perhaps. Buy me dinner, I don't know. Anyway, that's your opening move, sir. What else you got?
That's it. That's a double, so semantic and verbal.
Yeah, you want to move?
Yes, I want to move here.
Okay. So, skirting past in front of Karum's line of fire and placing yourself at the edge of the cliff at the top of the trail, but kind of surrounding it. You're going for the southward lop. I think I see where you're going here. And that's you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Kraga. The mighty Silver Tusk. The delicious... Hey, it's your turn. Can I have a fortitude save? My oil on my skin is toxic. Thank you for getting a mouthful of it. Because you literally tried to chew on me with intent, not just bite, spit out. You wanted to know how I taste, which means...
I've got a strong fortitude. I've eaten worse.
Does Kraga spit or swallow? I mean, that's the real question.
I got a 6 + 9, 15.
15, huh? All right, let's have a look here. Let's all go check on my venom. Blah, 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 blah. Toxic oil. Reflex to save. Failure. Success. Yeah, but it doesn't say... Oh, fortitude. DC 21. That is a fail. You take 2d8 poison damage for 1 minute. You gain weakness to fire 5. And whenever you critically fail an attack roll with your weapon, you will drop it because it gives you the shakes. I love this poison. That's awesome.
Because it gives you the shakes.
No, I just put that in there. It just says you drop the weapon if you critically fail. So every time you...
1 minute.
Roasted orc.
Does that mean like it's immediate, or is it at the end of my turn?
That's like every round for a minute.
Yeah, at the end of the round?
Yeah, like every round you make a saving throw. If you save, you're fine, and it should stop. But if you keep failing, you will constantly take that damage for a minute until you make it doesn't like there's 10 rounds. You have 10 chances to make a save and it goes away.
And generally, you're gonna make it.
But until you save, I just keep rolling out that sweet, sweet damage. Anyway, 2 1s. Jeez, man. Whoopie whoop, you take 2 points of damage. Don't talk to me. Anyway,
I take it at the start of my turn?
It's supposed to be the end, but if I don't stick it to you now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll just say you bid in, and a round later this takes effect, and you're like, right?
Okay. I just mean for future reference, so like I don't start my turn and then die, and I'm not able to do anything. No,
it should be probably at the end, but yeah. Or on
in the future, like 5 fights from now, if I get poisoned or one of us gets poisoned, we're at very low. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just for reference.
Well, if you're standing there, it's my go, and I inject you with poison, and you take damage immediately, you could die.
Yeah.
But if you ingest poison or something, it usually happens on your turn. You either saving throw or no, and that's like it's your 6 seconds of bolster or not, and technically the damage comes at the very end of that. But I had to get it in there because it was a new effect, and I knew I'd forget. Sorry.
So let's.
So before you take a whopping 2 points of damage, what do you do?
Let's get some flare going. So I start to spit in a bit, and then I'm like, grab my maul, and my eyes just flare up red, and the maul goes red, and I go into rage. So one action for pulling the maul, 1 action to go in rage.
Okay, you just gained weakness to fire, or you will at the end of the round. So be careful.
I'm not damaging myself with it.
No, you're not. But because your body suddenly becomes weak to fire, if you drop that thing, I'm just saying, this could be bad for you. But right now, you're fine.
It'll go cold if I drop it. It's using my energy to go hot. So
and I'm using poison to take you from a regular orc down to a very special condition where you're weak to fire, man. You're vulnerable. It's like you turned your skin to tinder. Now you're swinging around a... Careful. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, moving on.
19. Miss.
Unfortunately so. That's your opening. That's
yeah,
2, right? Oh, no, it's 3, right?
I swung the wrong weapon, but it's the same plus, so...
You pull it, you light it, you swung, you're done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. On to Nargrim.
I'm just gonna cash Spark on Kraga. No, I'm just kidding.
Never liked to.
Whoa! Then he catches the spider on fire. It's a win-win.
You imagine if he was still biting this thing and you lit it up with fire and his face is attached to this thing? That would be all bad.
Away.
Awesome.
We all burn up.
Anyways, how close is Kraga? Is Kraga, if I set it on fire, would it set him, or does he have to be...
No, it would not set him on fire. However, if this thing is lit up and he attacks it, as in touches it, guess who there is some extension of the possibility. But it wouldn't be automatic. Everything would be a chance.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Well, do I want
I can tell you this. If I'm on fire and I bite him while I'm on fire and he has weakness to fire, then yes, boom, 5 points of... I can tell you that straight up. So it really depends on who's swinging the fire,
Yeah. Well,
Lucy, that last fireball missed and it was strong.
It's okay. There's therapy. We can get through this together. I believe in you.
Well, let's try something different for a second.
All right.
Let's try to daze this thing. So, can you go over there and just make a loud noise? And I'm gonna smack it across the head mentally.
Sure.
so it has to make a will save against, I guess, my DC, which is where is it here? It's under combat, isn't it?
Yeah.
My AC.
10 feet. Really low. Nobody sees it. You're all in the heat of battle. It's a good thing, because at ankle height, I zip over and go, a cat goes, come on! And then runs back.
Anyways, it rolls a will save. I'm trying to find out where my DC is for my will save. I just can't find it easily. I know I've seen it before. You guys know where it is?
It should be, it's like 10 plus your modifier of your caster, at least.
On the main page at the bottom right.
Plus the spell
Right.
level.
Will plus 5, but that doesn't tell me what the DC is for my saving throw.
No, not your willpower. I mean, like, what you run off intelligence, right?
I run off intelligence, yes.
So what's your intelligence modifier?
Plus 4.
Okay, so that's 14. What level is the spell?
It's a first level spell.
Okay, so that's...
it's a cantrip.
Okay, so that's at least 14, maybe more. I forget there's something else. There's usually something else in there for calculating spell DC. It's like your proficiency or whatever.
Hold on, let me see something here. 18. Will DC 18, according to Pathfinder. So
yeah, there you go.
18.
Yeah, my guess is 0 and first level are the same, would bring 15, and then there's the plus 3 proficiency because you are spell proficient, and that's your 18. That would be a guess. Okay. If you target me and do the spell, it should roll for me. If not, I will happily call up its...
Okay, how do I target you? Just target?
You're already targeted at me.
Okay,
Everyone's targeted me.
Yeah, so I know it's not like a casted spell, so...
Okay.
There you go. Critical success, so it does nothing at all.
Right.
I guess.
So you, the witch, see that? Blah, blah, blah. The number... See, this is where I got confused, because it talks about your spell, and then there's an attack roll, but it's not. That's actually my saving throw.
Yeah,
and
I
then
see that now.
Then it goes, yay! I did, yeah, so...
Perfect. So none of that worked. I'm not going to move any further. I'm just going to throw shield up on myself.
Okay.
Casting shield.
It actually says, like, S with a black check mark and a circle, and then for critic, it says CS with a check mark and a green circle. It's like, da-da-da, a little animatronic.
No, a critical fail, you would have taken the damage and been stunned as well, so...
Mind tricks will not work on me. Haha. Well, I'm not saying that, but obviously...
29 is a huge save.
Alright, so shield up, Lucy, and let's get out of here.
And I'm just going to cast shield on myself and wait up.
Okay. Which brings us back to Grog Tot again.
So something that we had addressed in one of the previous situations was trying to figure out things about these creatures with certain skill checks and stuff.
Yeah, it's called Recall.
What would said Recall skill check be for this critter?
It's still a natural occurring creature in nature, even though that is the Darklands, so I would say nature.
All right. Then may I spend an action to attempt a Recall?
It might also be under occult. Like if I'm considered a magical creature, I am an aberration. So yeah, occult would also count.
Okay. Then may I spend an action to do an occult check to attempt to recall?
Sure. Now this is a guess.
Right,
Feel free to feel like anyone listening. Feel free to no, it's only nature. That's fine. But we're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because I would hate you to. I'd rather be wrong and get you a decent roll than be wrong and deny you a good shot.
Right.
At, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Err in favor of the party.
That's probably not going to get you much. 13 for occultism.
It depends on my level. No, can't quite. So close.
That's fine.
Okay.
Then I'm going to continue my similar tactic. I'm going to use a stride to go west 15, 20 feet, just so I'm not...
Yeah, you're opening a shot?
I'll do south another 5 feet, so that way I'm still within the 20 feet.
Okay.
And I'm going to chunk another alchemist fire at him because, unfortunately, I do not know my friend is now vulnerable to fire. So... Unless for some magical reason I know that. I'm just under the impression without knowing much about the creature, the vulnerability to fire is not information I would have yet. So I'm going to chunk another Alchemist Fire at this thingy. And I missed terribly with a 7.
Okay. Well, thank you for no meta. Which brings me to me. I am going to take I took 2 steps back. Now I'm going to take 2 steps forward. Actually,
and
just
turn it all about.
Oh. Step forward. There's got to be a way. I'm trying to do a cone here. All right. It takes a step. Yeah. It takes a step forward. And as one step forward, and then as my last double action, I spray toxic oil as a double action. It disgorges, so it and just literally throws up a gout of toxic oil from its mouth, a 50-foot cone. Reflex saves, gentlemen. Our monk and our halfling investigator.
Karam is the only one in it, because Kongul's down here now. South of the thing.
Oh, I'm looking at the...
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry. The mini didn't move. The mini didn't move, so yeah, he's trying to get a couple in there, so...
20 reflex for Karam.
Close, but... where are we here? Reflex DC of 21. Fail from the halfling, success from our monk with a 23? 23. All right. Let's talk about a 15-foot cone, blah, blah, blah. Can't do it again. Yes, yes, yes. Critical success. Creature is unaffected. Success. Okay, so a success, you get mildly sprayed and take 1d8. A failure, you get heavily sprayed and you take 2d8. And it seems to be the same oil, Kraga, that covers its body. So I'm hosing these guys with the same stuff that you tasted. Yuck.
Ugh. Ugh.
So
In my mouth.
Yes, so we go 1d8 for the monk, and we do 2d8 for a halfling. So our monk takes 8 points, and our halfling takes 11. And I'll just stick that in there before I forget. 8 points, halfling 11, so we're 22. Getting mighty weak. You're down to 2 hit points there, Karam. And our monk takes 8, and he's almost down to half. And that's me. Done. Now it's actual Karam's turn. You got pegged. You're down. You ever see those video games where the guy comes over, the teammate comes over in World War II and he like taps you, get up, you okay, sir? You gotta wait for a player to come over and tag you, and you get back up, right? And you're up, and you shoot your bow, and then all of a sudden you get completely hosed with this nasty toxic stuff drenched in it.
I stand up just in time for the grenade to land on your feet.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yay.
Oopsie.
Sorry, my bad. Now, again, technically, you would take this damage on your turn. So, at the end of your turn, you're going to be down to 2 hit points. But right now, you're up and feeling great.
I feel great.
Well, here's the thing, right? If you feel great and run in and do something, and then I give you the damage at the end, that could really affect what you had decided to do if you knew it was coming. So it's kind of an advantage at the moment that I keep screwing up and telling you guys this up front. Because now you know you're about to get really hurt. You know what I'm saying? So, my bad, but, please take advantage of my screw-up, otherwise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do, Ken?
I think I want to do a knowledge recheck on him. Knowledge
The recall?
As a side note, Unliving Luke in the chat pointed out it's Arcana since it's magical, but you can use nature for recall as well for it.
Oh, I was close. Thank you, Luke. Because it was an Abomination, and I was thinking Occult over Arcana, but yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Now, do you have Arcana?
I am trained in Arcana.
There you go. And what about Grogtot?
I don't remember.
I know you favored. Anyway, sorry. We'll get back to.
I am trained in it, so it would have technically been the same result.
Okay. Karam.
So Karam got a 16.
Yes. It talks. It's spider-like. It's covered in oil. You know what this thing is. Behold, the mighty, the maliciously cruel Scalathrax. Say it with me. Scalathrax. You imagine like a spelling bee in D&D? Scalathrax.
No.
That'd be great.
Behold the Scalathrax of nastiness. Look.
It's
Take a
terrible.
piece of cake.
Yeah, you got this. You guys got this.
I mean, I can kind of remember it because it's got a scaly thorax, but
Oh, there you go.
Gonna have some Scalathrax Thermidor.
I got first place in the Hobgoblin spelling bee back in my village. Oh, no, it was you.
No.
Anyway, sorry, we're stepping all over poor Drew here. Karam, you recall...
Literally, he's been on the ground a bunch of times.
Oh, no, it's terrible. He wants to know the good things, not just its name. This thing is athletic, stealthy, and acrobatic, crazy proportions. Its weakest save is willpower. It is tougher than your toughest man. It has a weakness to fire itself, and it's resistant to poison. The oil that it covers its body with and throws up on everything is actually imposes this weakness. It's not necessarily so flammable, but it does have an inherent weakness to oil because the oil has saturated over the years its carapace, which would make it, more flammable than just good old fish shell that's in the sea. You know what I'm saying? It's flammable, and it will take fire damage.
Not much I can do with fire. Mm-mm.
You can tell your friends. Keeps this to himself. Take it to your grave. What? No.
Yes, I will let everyone know.
Okay, so talking's for free, but if you're going to think up knowledge for an action, then impart a decent chunk of this knowledge, I'm afraid there are feats and stuff where, like, a guy can spend an action to warn people about an ambush so they're not surprised, or blah, blah, blah in this game, and that takes a full action. So I'm going to cost you an action to fill their heads with this knowledge. Karam guy, the science guy. Sorry. So that's 2. Well, I did tell you a pile of stuff. Now, if you want to blurt out one thing for free, it's vulnerable fire, then sure, you can have that for free. But if you want to lay out this, that, blah, 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 so they have a big picture and it has dark vision too, can come up with their own tactics, you know what I mean? That, I would say, costs a full action. Not a full round action, but a single action, you know what I'm saying?
I will go ahead and tell them everything.
Okay. So my name is Scalthrax. I'm single. I speak Undercommon. I'm neutral evil. I'm very perceptive. I have dark vision. I'm mean as fuck. I like torturing little things like halflings and stuff. Like, I'm gonna have so much fun with you back in my little... Anyway, I've said too much. Thank you, next contestant. Anyway, Karam, anything else, sir? You have an action left.
I will reload my crossbow.
Yeah, and try and block out everything I just said, right?
Even his Scalathrax
He
is
likes
looking
long
at
walks
you
on the
like,
beach.
Yeah, exactly. I actually tried not to say that. Thank you.
He likes long scuttles on the beach. Thank
Long
you.
scuttle. Yeah, like I move sideways everywhere I go as a habit, you know.
He's a fiddler.
Well, you're up. Kraga, you're on deck.
I'm going to cast a Divine Lance.
It's a very serious battle. Okay.
Absolutely. Very serious.
This thing threw up on you.
Yeah, well, whatever. He threw up on me. Dirtbag. Just, ew, gross.
Yeah. I can throw something too, right? Divine.
Divine Lance.
Yeah.
All right. So we get 16 plus a 6 for 22. That looks like a hit.
It is, sir.
It's about time one of us got this thing.
Divine.
Again.
All right, so just to be sure, the next one I hit is I hit this little upside down teardrop for damage.
Sorry?
I want to make sure I'm hitting the right one for damage.
Oh, the
I
teardrop.
have
Yeah, the blood drop. The blood drop, yeah.
All right.
Sorry, the shout out to chat here. Geek to my nerd and Unliving Luke, a couple of unfamiliar faces, are quoting pages numbers at us, which is great.
I'm geek to my nerd.
Well, spoil
give it
my
away.
fun.
yeah, really.
Oh,
That would explain why you said, quote, fudge thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
And earlier up, I say, "This is Joe," by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
if you read it.
I would have to scroll back. Like I said, my attention is divided between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 monitors and 2 giant televisions.
So,
Completely
Cogno,
understand.
where did you stick your Divine Lance this time?
Oh, somewhere where it hurts a lot.
Hopefully.
for a point of, or for hit a damage up 3.
Woo. Call me. What do I got left?
Well, I got 1 left, but I don't really think there's ain't much I can do. So let's see what I might be able to do, since I can't remember what I've got. I'm going
Fury
to...
of blows.
Absolutely. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to draw a dart.
I like the idea of a satellite rules lawyer. So, Kofscott, Unliving Luke versus Joseph, my current rules lawyer. Okay? Aid another. Great thing to spend as your third action. Or does it cost 2 actions for character to aid? We're talking aid is attack, aid is AC. I think it's a single action, but correct me if I'm wrong. If our chat can beat Joe to it, then I'll have a special surprise for you guys. If Joe can get there first before they post, I'll give Joe one of these hero point cards to use for free without spending hero point. Go. Sorry, Cogno, while you're still doing here.
Oh, I'm drawing a dart.
Okay.
I found it.
Okay.
It is a single reaction.
Thank you. So, food for thought, Corey, who doesn't always know what to do. Okay. I'm pulling a random card. Okay. Endure the onslaught, Joe. Play at any time. Give a creature you can see resistance 5 to all damage until the start of your next turn. If you're 7th level or higher, the resistance is 10. If you are 12th level or higher, the resistance is 15. There you go, buddy. Anytime tonight, because this will expire by the end of the night, you can give any creature. So you infuse something and smack him with it, smash, right? Covering him with something that will, regenerate or, give him 5 resistance to all damage, any damage on its turn. That's pretty sweet. I love these cards. We haven't really dug into these hardly. Not even the other show does. Anyway, Cognul is done. Kraga is up. Nargrim, you're next. Kraga.
I'm gonna take a swing at it.
I can talk in chat too, you know. There. Thank you.
Critical miss. I believe I draw my weapon. Oh, I have to make a fort save. 23, so that I saved the poison, so I don't draw my weapon.
Right.
Because
so
the poison.
You beat right. So the effect ends. Right.
Yep. And then I attack.
Right.
And it's a crit miss.
Oh no, you'd make the fort at the end of the turn. We just established that. Remember? You got to go through your turn, and then your saves come at the end with the poison damage. Because I'm saying, like, I keep putting at the beginning, which is a screw up. So make your attacks. Try not to miss.
But if I failed the save at the start, I would still take the damage at the end.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
but I would still do the save at the start of my turn. I thought, like, if you're like,
no, because like I said, you're trying to get out of dropping the weapon. The saving throw, which I will let you hold the good, cool 23, and the damage will come at the end.
Yeah.
So
if I drop my weapon, that's okay. But I mean,
yeah,
I just was making sure. We're like, you don't make the save I thought you made the save at the start of the turn. I'm not trying to get out of.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
I actually thought that's. I mean, that's
gotcha.
when we do the saves usually.
So Kraga is swinging with his. It says a big ass maul. Jesus.
That's some big gas savings.
And that comes up in the video. Like, I actually have the dice board in our YouTube video, so people can read this. So be careful what you put in chat there, buddy. That's funny though.
I didn't even name it that. That was just always in my inventory from when you made me the character sheet.
I'm getting so excited that all these people are watching. It's just you guys.
No.
Carefully, don't chew up too much of your internet. It'll cause Fantasy Grounds to be very sluggish if you're watching the stream. Anyway, but I appreciate the fan interaction from you guys. I really do. So, Kraga is in there with his maul. You're swinging away as a single action, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And you critically miss. It says 10. It says crit miss. So you actually drop the weapon. Whoops. Doesn't mean you can't pick it back up. We've kind of established this thing doesn't really get attack of opportunity, so do you want to pick it back up?
No, I'll just make I'll draw my Morningstar +1 and attack with it instead.
Sure.
Second attack, right?
Mm-hmm. Critical miss. So, you ever see the guy with the bat and he just like he goes backwards and he swings and throws the bat at first baseman? Whoop, that's okay, I got another bat. And he goes back to swing and it goes right out of his hands behind him. Wah!
A pile of weapons are going to be at his feet by the time he's done.
So that's my turn. I guess now I make my fort save.
You are unarmed. Yeah. Well, you made it, right? The 4-2 is 23. I'll let you keep the good roll. Like, I'll let you keep the roll.
Yeah.
23 succeeds, you do not take damage. Right. And you technically... No, right, because you have to pull a second weapon. You are done. There's a golf bag of shit piling up around you. We actually had a campaign where we had a hireling, and he literally had a golf bag of swords and following the paladin around. There's like a great comic book in one of the old dungeon magazines or whatever, and you see this dragon looking at the paladin, and the paladin's looking up mightily and just holding out his hand behind him like, you know, my sword. And you see the guy with the golf bag, and he's going through like all the weapons, this holy sword, that holy sword. Anyway, Kraga is done. Nargrim is up. Grogtot, you're on deck. Nargrim. Wow.
All right, quick question for anybody who's familiar with witch spellcasting. Now, when I prepare my spells, I prepare 2 spells because I've got spell slots.
Yes.
Now, can I use both spells either way I choose for both slots, or do I have to cast one spell and the other spell? Or can I cast one spell twice? I read somewhere that like if I prepared, let's say, Burning Hands and Animate Dead, I had to cast each of them once.
Yes,
I can't cast Burning Hands twice.
Right, so there's a difference between memorized spellcasting and spontaneous spellcasting. Okay. Spontaneous spellcasting, like a sorcerer, has a shorter list, and he has open slots that he just like looks at his little list and goes, right, this in order that he wants. For you, the cat is your spell book. You stroke the fur this way, you get Burning Hands. You stroke the fur that way, it meows weird, you get Daze. And you have one of each in your head because you've premeditated those choices.
That's what I thought, because I already cast Burning Hands this battle.
If there's anything I've learned, there's probably a feat that would let you like switch some stuff up in this game, because they have feats now that do just anything you could imagine.
I'd imagine at the very least there's like archetypes that can do it, because that's been a hallmark of Pathfinder for the longest time, is an archetype that fundamentally changes something about the class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or gives you some kind of variety advantage. Anyway.
All right, well, with that cleared up, and since I can't cast Burning Hands again, I will just get Lucy to help me with a little fireball and throw a produced flame at this darn thing again.
Okay.
Because we want to do damage and hurt it. So ranged attack this time, is where I'm from. And we're going to throw it, and that is not a good. It's a 12.
Sorry. What else you got?
Nothing much. That's a 2-action move. So I am going to now go back and just throw shield up on myself again.
Sulu, shields.
Yeah, and that's it.
Which brings us to the wonderful world of Grogtot. He doesn't say much, but you never know what he's going to do. What are you going to do?
I'm going to move south just 10 feet, trying to,
we're slowly surrounding it
gap
at a distance, right?
Right. And I'm going to lob my final Alchemist Fire. Here's to hoping.
While he's lobbing, picture, if you will, the top of a winding trail. And like a chessboard knight moving, couple up and a couple over, stands our Scalathrax. Directly north on top of them is our Orc. 2 squares, 3, 10 feet is our Grogtot lobbing in. 2 more straight south is Nargrim also lobbing in. And then we head east right off of the other side of me. 2 squares away are both Halfling, and above him our Monk, who then danced. Sorry, the Binny still hasn't moved. And the Monk is actually south of me, so I'm completely surrounded. And we're pelting me. I wonder if I can do like a spinning throw-up move. That'd be awesome.
I did miss, however, Luke in the chat did point out that as it's an alchemical bomb, it's going to strike somewhere around it and deal splash damage. So it potentially would deal some fire damage to him.
Yes, it would. So here's the good news. You're targeting its square,
correct?
Right? Where's the splash? Adjacent?
It is a 5-foot splash around wherever the target is.
Like all 8 points?
Yes.
Okay, so our Orc gets splashed just like I get splashed.
Correct.
Okay, so what is your splash damage?
1.
Plus the 5 that the Orc and I are. But wait, no, the Orc came out of it. Now, when he recovers from the toxin, does that mean he drops all conditions? What do we got here?
I think technically yes, but
the maximum duration of this poison is 6 rounds, though it said a minute earlier. First round, he become clumsy 1 for a round, and then clumsy and slowed for a round. Anyway, he's shaking all that off. He's shaking off the damage. Doesn't say anything about healing or persistent, like until healed. Is usually stuck into the thing, so I think he's just shook all this off. So lucky you, Spieglier. Your fortitude has saved you. And right in time for Grogtok to light us both up, but you take a single point of fire damage. Now, don't you have your own fire immunities?
Yeah, I only have 1 point of fire resistance.
Which means you actually take none, because the splash damage you would have taken a single fire from the... your character creation dreams came true. The 1 point cancels the 1 point. Hey, he made this guy himself. No help from me. So I'm so proud. So proud of the rookie. All right. So I'm going to splash my guy for a point of damage. That's me clicking keys. That means it's going in. It's legit.
Now, I'm reading right now that it does say the affliction might give you conditions with a longer or shorter duration than the affliction. For instance,
yes, but it will state them. Like, it'll state them for me. That's what I'm saying. Like, usually they...
Oh, okay.
I was misreading the paragraph because they split the effects. But I'm like, okay, here's the ones per round. Then there's the 6-minute stuff. But as far as I can tell at a glance, not to slow things down too much. And again, you really don't want me to... You do want me to screw this up. It's damage.
Yes, I do.
Right, okay, so, sorry. Segueing too much to other players when it's your turn. You notice when it's your turn, everybody else goes? Grogtot.
It's understandable. So after that, I'm going to use the interact action. I think that's the correct term for it. And draw my hand crossbow because I'm out of alchemical stuff.
Sweet.
And that is my actions. I've strided. I used the strike action to throw an alchemical fire, and then use the interact or whatever it's called to pull my hand crossbow.
All right. Well, it's my turn again, gentlemen. It is round 4, and everyone starts digging in, looking at each other sideways. I got lots of juice and meat in the tank. This thing does not look like it's feeble, weak, or slowing down in any much capacity. It has taken damage. It has taken lumps. But does not seem to be giving up this fight easily. So, let's see.
By my mother's tusks, you will die!
Hold that thought. Too bad you can't. Can we get the halfling, like, translating for it? Because it's like, hold that thought. Because I have a fire problem over here now I have to go deal with. So, as much flame has been coming from both casters, you know, you actually hit me. So, we're gonna make you priority 1. So I'm gonna scoot over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh no!
So this thing literally just scoots around behind you, trying to use you as cover, and sinks its big old jaws into your big. And I'm not trying to be racist. You did say you're pink, hobgoblin. Your big pink butt. With a 20, which hits, and feel my fangs of 2d8 plus 5 piercing damage plus venom. Yes, let's talk about how you've been poisoned. But don't worry, you don't have to make, you know, blah blah blah. But what's this? Oh, I've targeted Kraga.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry, I forgot to change my target. Okay.
Why are you talking to me? I'm just standing there throwing my weapons on the ground. I'm obviously not a threat.
I give up, officer. Sorry. Would a 20 hit you, Grogtot?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. I owe Kraga some hit points. Excuse me one moment.
You should be attacking that tiny bearded guy over there. He's shooting divine lances up your butt.
All right.
Excuse me? I'm gonna come over there and kick you in the shins.
He's a Jersey orc. How did we end up with a Jersey orc all of a sudden? Have you been listening to our Star Wars podcast where we've got the Jersey guy, Jersey Force? All right.
I'm just trying to mess with the spider.
Okay. Sorry. So, what am I looking at here? I am looking at 12 points for Grogtot, which brings him up to 16 damage. Not pleasant. Anyway, I've moved. I bit you once. I'm gonna bite you again. Double juice, double venom, just to make sure it takes effect. Because like I said, well, Karam claims that these things are actually viciously malicious. They like torturing their victim.
We're gonna shoot you with our Nerf gun.
Grogtot another 12 points and goes down, and he is dying, and he will take the dying condition. As soon as I slap it on him. Grogtot goes down. This thing goes and bites him in the rear. He pulls it. It's funny because he actually went around to the north side and bit him just like the orc bit me. Look, it's trying to communicate. It's copying our wounds. It's copying our wounds. It's copying our moves. Okay, you get dying 1. And we're going to move on from me to Karam.
Let's see, so I reloaded last round, so...
Oh, keep in mind, Karam, this is relevant to you just because you're our straw man, but I am talking to Joseph as well. If you take damage while you're down, you automatically shift a condition. So when I get to you, you do your roll at dying 1. And at the end of your roll, if you have stabilized or whatever, you're going to take that poison damage, give me my fort save, and possibly jump to dying 3. Careful, and don't crit fail or you'll end up instantly dead at dying 4, because crit fails double jump. Sorry, Karam. No worries. Life's good.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure.
Not
What do you
worried
got?
at all.
What do you got? You have your friends.
I think I'm going to move 10 feet to the north.
Okay.
so that I've got a nice clean shot, and I'm going to try and shoot him with my crossbow.
Yes, friendlies do give +1 to my AC per dude. Hit!
21.
Yes, shooting this thing, and it's like Grogtod of the Spider. Well, you kind of know Grogtod, semi-personally.
10.
Amazing 2 damage.
The bolt flies home, but because of the carapace, it does not drive deep and only does 2 points of damage. Still, better than nada. What else you got for me? Reload?
And I think on my last action, I will go ahead and reload.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I got excited there.
Sorry to disappoint.
No, I said, did you reload? Get too excited. Get ahead of myself. Cognule. You're up. Kraga, get ready.
All right, I am I'm at the maximum of my reaching of Divine Lance, but I would like to cast it again anyway, except I'm having some issue with the fact that I have a locked box of my Divine Lance on my screen. Can somebody tell me how to unlock it?
You have what locked on your screen?
My Divine Lance.
Yeah.
It's locked and I can't move it to get to
What
the
does it
target
say
button.
at the bottom of the box? Like mode and display. Like, does that not affect it, Jeff?
Yeah, it might.
It's like standard preparation and combat.
Let's go to combat.
No.
Does that help?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
I actually have the description of Divine Lance open.
Oh, and I won't let you
And-
close it.
Oh, okay. I finally got it to move. We're good now.
Yay!
Yay! Okay. All right. So we're going to target. And.
Nice.
Whoa! I got a critical. 20 plus 6. Natural 20 plus 6 for a critical.
Bam.
Very nice.
So we get double damage.
I believe so. If you roll the damage for it, hit the teardrop, a blood drop, I should say, it should automatically, and you will see a lovely green dice added to your regular dice, which indicates the double. Ooh.
Absolutely. For 9.
You see how that second dice was a 4 as opposed to your first one was a 1? So there you go.
Yes.
Happy crit day.
Absolutely.
You call upon the divine power of whom and what now? I hate whispering dwarves. Say it proud.
Whispering Dwarves. To my
Your
good
deity.
deity.
Yeah. Or you
Yeah.
just... Are you kind of... Like, you're a monk, right? So you've been
I am a
studying...
monk.
You've been studying divine and culture and deity stuff. Are you just kind of getting into sort of like an enlightenment, pure goodness type of thing without necessarily naming names, and the divines have granted you powers? Or are you like into the lip service where you've got a name in mind and you're just like...
No, we've just been going with, learning and understanding
Okay.
and trying to make some good, solid choices.
Okay. That's cool. So you're not at the point where you're like, get the big hubcap holy symbol and you're screaming your god's name. We're not there yet. So.
No,
Okay.
we are not.
Okay.
What is that word? That word. You know that word.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well,
Yeah, that word.
he could be generic, the generic holy man, but the dwarven pantheon, all the above. It could be anything. Anyway, actually, if it's a dwarf, it'd be like, none of your freaking business. These are my gods.
That's right. None of your business.
This is my deity. All right. Well done.
And I would like to then move here.
So you're underneath it, and you're moving west a bit.
West a little bit and a little bit closer.
Okay. West and up. Yep, I see you.
This is closer with Big Red. Sorry.
Nice. Offering him gum. So I'm going to zoom in here, and for those that are actually not just listening to the audio and watching on video, you could see the monk's mini, but you see the square where I'm actually hovering, like there. That's where he is. Ignore the phantom power that he's got going there. It's funny because it's showing me a target from you. Okay. And that's you, sir?
Yes, that is me.
Awesome. Kraga, Silver Tusk.
It moved away from me, so I'm gonna quickly pick up my maul.
Yep.
That's an action, right?
You have two choices. You have two weapons. Which one do you want to pick up?
I'm gonna pick up the maul.
That's a single action. You could burn a second action and pick up the other weapon too. Go two-handed.
No.
Okay.
And I see this spider move away from him, like, doesn't matter how many legs you got, you won't get away from me. And I run after it to swing with the maul.
Hit him. Whack his brains.
Okay. Have at me.
How about you?
I gurgle some words of encouragement from the
And
ground.
I critical miss again. I'm just
worse.
sorry, guys. This thing's up to you.
You got this. No,
I don't like this hammer anyways. Yeah.
And that was that's my
okay.
turn.
Well, lucky at least you didn't drop it this time because you've cured yourself of the poison. So, Nargrim.
I'm going to do something that I completely didn't realize I had. I'm going to cast with one of my focus spells.
Nice. Lucy
Elemental
approved.
Betrayal.
You hear the cat in the background? Lucy's mad that you're not tapping into her power. Okay.
Lucy, Elemental Betrayal. So, what happens is when you cast this spell, choose air, earth, fire, or water. Each time the target takes damage from a spell or effect with a chosen trait, it takes an additional 2 damage of 1 damage type dealt by the spell or effect. If it chooses fire or water, the target also takes this additional damage when taking fire or cold damage, respectively, from effects or spells with a chosen trait. So I'm going to cast Elemental Betrayal on the spider guy, which is a 1 action, and then throw my Produce Flame at it.
So, Lucy, weaken him up, and let's punch him down.
Punching down's never the way to go, man.
Punch him down. Or her. Could be her. Don't want to judge.
And where are we here? Let's do Produce Flame at a throw. Boom.
Talking about words of encouragement. Again, a shout out to Unliving.
Why is it doing
his roll,
negative
he's
two there?
saying his rolls were terrible on FG last night as well. Negative
Ooh.
what?
Oh, it said it was my 3rd attack? That's weird.
Did you use the dice that's far over?
Oh, I might have used... Well, I might use the wrong dice. Yeah, let me try.
Again, are you watching the stream? Because it will cause, it may cause you not
No, I'm
grabbing
not
what
watching
you
the
think.
stream.
Okay. This
It
is
says
the
a
same.
spell attack R, Produce Flame, mod intellectual, attack number 3, -10, or whatever it was there, so I don't know why that was.
What's it supposed to be?
I'm just supposed to roll plus my +8, I guess it is, or plus...
Okay, so it would be 18, right?
There is a chance that since you used a prior action to cast your focus spell, it is forcing you to use a later action as an attack.
Well, I didn't actually click on the button to cast Focus, but
That's fair.
it's a possibility. I just don't know why I had a -2 there to my attack. Because I'm within 30 feet of it, so I should be able to throw it. Should I try that again, or what do you want me to do with it, Jeff?
Even with your, well, keep your 10. Even with a +8 of 18, that would miss.
Okay.
It's not a crit miss,
That works.
but
Okay.
and your 18 would be 14 with Joe's second attack -4 because I'm pretty sure this is like spells run off of finesse. So,
Right. But whenever this creature now takes fire damage, it adds an additional 2 damage of fire damage to it.
now
Nice.
do
And
I
that
get some
is-
kind of? I guess don't I get some kind of save or something against that effect?
No, it's just a sustained effect for 1 minute. It's one of my focus spells.
There's no
Does
save.
not
There's
say
no
save
on-
or anything. No.
Okay. Now, when you say sustained effect, does that mean you got to burn an action every
I think it's
round?
it's like concentration, I guess, or sustained up to 1 minute. So I guess I think
Okay.
that's what that means.
Yeah, you may have to sacrifice your first action to keep that up and running.
That's fine.
Anyway, okay, that's it for Nargrim, right?
Yep, that's it. We're all good.
Last and not least, Grogtot.
I will gurgle, spit, spattle a little, and
Can
try
I-
to.
All right.
I was going to try and stabilize with a.
Yep. Yes, please.
It's just a flat D20, correct?
Yep. DC is 10 plus dying condition, which would be
I think.
5, is a fail. That takes you
Yes.
to so
0
that
point.
that takes you to dying
0
2.
point.
Yeah. We'll get to that. Let's
yeah.
change the suspense. That takes you to dying 2.
Correct.
And because you rolled, like I said, you have a choice: hero point or rolling. You can't do both. You either go, I burn all my hero points and I'm back, or you choose to roll. You can't, as far as I know, you can't save yourself from dying after you fudge your roll. You gotta wait for next round.
So I had a theory on how I wanted to try and do this in an order of operation. I
Like-
still have a fortitude save I have to make, correct?
I'm about to hit you with that. Yeah.
I was gonna wait and see how the fortitude save went,
Okay.
and then
So
decide.
so give me your fortitude. Yeah, but if you crit fail, you're about to die because you're at dying. You're dying
know.
2. No. Yeah, you're dying 2. Fortitude save of 17 is a fail,
Correct.
but not a crit fail. So
Correct.
you take damage. It doesn't give you damage hit points. It just brings you to dying 3.
Correct.
Which means you've got one last chance. So when we get to you next round, right, you can burn your hero points and live, or you could roll the dice and live or die. And that's assuming nothing hurts you in between
now and then
turns. And we will see you all next time on the Monster Interrupted
Row.
podcast.